Imagine reaching out to help someone, only to feel like you've been taken advantage of. Many of us know the frustration of lending a hand, only to realize that our efforts went unnoticed or unappreciated. This can leave us questioning whether our kindness was worth it, and if our help truly made a positive impact. The truth is, not everyone deserves your help, and offering it to the wrong people can reinforce negative behaviors, slow down societal progress, and take an emotional toll on those trying to help. In this article, we'll explore the types of people who don't value assistance, those who exploit kindness for their own gain, and how these behaviors affect personal well-being and the social dynamics around us. Identifying these individuals is crucial for maintaining healthier, more balanced relationships that benefit both you and society as a whole. 1. The ungrateful. The ungrateful person isn't merely someone who forgets to say thank you now and then. They embody a mindset that fails to recognize the value of the assistance they receive. This behavior can manifest in various ways: dismissive remarks, a lack of acknowledgement, or an expectation that help is owed to them. When someone consistently takes support for granted, it creates an emotional landscape where kindness feels undervalued and unappreciated. Those who extend their hand in generosity often find themselves feeling hurt, disheartened, and even resentful, questioning the very motives behind their goodwill. The effects of ingratitude ripple through relationships, creating a dynamic where trust and emotional connection begin to erode. When help is met with indifference, the giver may start to withdraw, leading to a cycle of emotional distance that can be difficult to mend. The ungrateful person, in their disregard, may not realize the impact of their actions. They may view assistance as an entitlement rather than a gift, missing out on the profound connections that gratitude can foster. According to Stoic philosophy, the act of giving should be rooted in virtue, not expectation. However, the absence of gratitude can cloud the giver's perception, making it feel as if their efforts were wasted. Take, for example, the story of Mark, a dedicated friend who always went out of his way to support his colleague Laura. He would cover her shifts when she needed time off, lend a listening ear during her tough moments, and provide guidance on projects. Yet, whenever Mark found himself in need, Laura was often nowhere to be found, dismissing his requests as inconveniences. Over time, Mark began to feel that his kindness was being taken for granted, leading him to question the strength of their friendship. This realization was painful, as it illuminated the imbalance in their relationship, one where his selfless efforts were met with apathy rather than appreciation. In the spirit of Stoicism, Mark's experience teaches us an important lesson about the nature of relationships and the role of gratitude. While it's noble to give without expecting anything in return, the lack of acknowledgement from others can drain the emotional reserves of even the most generous individuals. The Stoics emphasize the importance of recognizing what is within our control, our intentions and actions, while accepting that we cannot dictate how others will respond. This understanding can help those who find themselves hurt by ingratitude to refocus their energy on cultivating meaningful connections with those who genuinely appreciate their efforts. The journey of navigating relationships with ungrateful individuals requires discernment and self-awareness. It's crucial to assess whether our kindness is fostering mutual respect and appreciation, or merely reinforcing a cycle of expectation and neglect. By setting healthy boundaries and seeking reciprocity, we can protect our emotional well-being while continuing to embody the virtues of generosity and compassion. In doing so, we can ensure that our acts of kindness resonate with those who truly value them, fostering deeper, more meaningful connections that withstand the test of time. 2. The lazy person. A lazy person isn't just someone who enjoys taking a break. They are someone who actively avoids responsibility and seeks to pass their work on to others. This behavior often becomes a consistent pattern that can manifest in various aspects of life, at work, in relationships, and in daily tasks. It may take the form of procrastination, avoidance, or crafting excuses to shirk duties, creating an environment where others feel obligated to step in and shoulder the burden. Over time, this creates a significant imbalance, placing undue pressure on coworkers, family members, and friends who end up carrying the weight of someone else's choices. This dynamic can lead to frustration, resentment, and exhaustion for those picking up the slack. From a Stoic perspective, this avoidance of responsibility undermines not only individual character, but also the harmony of the community. Stoicism teaches us that we are responsible for our actions, and that facing the consequences of those actions is essential for personal growth and virtue. When others constantly step in to help, the lazy individual misses out on opportunities to develop crucial life skills like problem solving, time management, and self-discipline. Every time someone else takes on their responsibilities, they inadvertently reinforce the lazy person's belief that they don't need to take action, as someone else will always do it for them. This reliance breeds dependency, creating a vicious cycle that makes it even harder for the lazy person to break free. Over time, their ability to tackle challenges diminishes as they increasingly lean on others to navigate difficult situations, straying from the Stoic ideal of embracing hardship as a path to resilience. This cycle of avoidance and dependency also erodes their self-confidence. When someone never has to face the consequences of their inaction or doesn't take ownership of their achievements, they miss out on the personal growth that arises from accomplishing tasks. According to Stoic philosophy, personal growth is not just a goal, it's a journey that requires engagement and responsibility. Whether it's completing a work project, managing household responsibilities, or pursuing personal goals, each avoided task is a missed opportunity for growth. As their reliance on others increases, their belief in their own abilities weakens, which can lead to a profound sense of helplessness or apathy. The well-meaning people around the lazy individual may not realize they are enabling this behavior. It's natural to want to help when someone is struggling, but there's a critical distinction between helping and enabling. Stoicism teaches us the importance of discernment, understanding when our actions support the greater good and when they contribute to a cycle of avoidance. Constantly stepping in to handle someone else's tasks doesn't address the underlying issue, it simply provides a temporary fix that leaves both parties feeling stuck. In the short term, it might feel easier to do the work for them, but this approach ultimately deepens the lazy person's dependence on others and stifles their potential for self-improvement. Breaking this cycle requires setting firm boundaries and encouraging accountability. It's important to recognize when someone is offloading work as a way to avoid responsibility and to resist the urge to step in. Instead, by fostering a culture of accountability and resilience, we can help them understand the value of facing challenges head-on. By doing so, we not only support their personal growth but also contribute to a healthier and more balanced environment where responsibility is embraced, ultimately aligning with the Stoic principles of virtue, integrity, and the pursuit of a meaningful life. 3. The irresponsible person. An irresponsible person isn't just someone who occasionally forgets to pay a bill or misses a deadline. They actively avoid the consequences of their actions, often at the expense of others and society as a whole. This behavior can manifest in various ways, from neglecting duties at work to shirking responsibilities in personal relationships. Over time, their choices can create a ripple effect that impacts those around them, leading to frustration and ultimately a breakdown in trust. In the Stoic tradition, the understanding of virtue and personal responsibility is central to living a good life. When someone consistently evades accountability, they not only burden others but also stray from the Stoic principle of accepting responsibility for one's actions, which is essential for personal integrity and the greater good. The implications of this irresponsibility extend beyond the individual. When someone avoids facing the consequences of their actions, it creates a cycle of dependency that can be detrimental not just to themselves but to everyone involved. For example, a person who routinely neglects their obligations may rely on friends or colleagues to pick up the slack, leading to resentment and burnout among those who feel obligated to help. This pattern fosters an environment where taking responsibility is seen as optional, encouraging others to follow suit. As their dependency grows, the irresponsible individual becomes less likely to learn from their mistakes, further stunting their personal growth. In Stoic thought, the ability to face challenges and learn from adversity is essential for cultivating resilience and wisdom. Moreover, the irresponsible person's lack of accountability often leads to a diminished sense of self-worth. When they don't face the repercussions of their actions, they miss out on valuable opportunities for growth and development. Each time they evade responsibility, they bypass a chance to learn important lessons about the impact of their choices on themselves and others. Instead of building resilience and problem-solving skills, they remain stagnant, relying on others to rescue them from the fallout of their actions. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from accepting the things we cannot change, including the consequences of our choices, and taking proactive steps to improve ourselves. It's easy for well-meaning friends and family to step in and offer assistance, especially when they see someone struggling. However, this help can inadvertently enable the irresponsible person's behavior. When others consistently bail them out, they reinforce the idea that they don't have to face the consequences of their actions. While it may seem compassionate to lend a hand, this approach ultimately stifles growth and fosters a continued pattern of irresponsibility. According to Stoic philosophy, compassion must be balanced with wisdom. Helping someone avoid accountability may ultimately harm their ability to cultivate virtue and character. To truly support someone who struggles with responsibility, it's crucial to set clear boundaries. Rather than swooping in to save them from the fallout of their choices, encouraging them to face the consequences head-on can lead to meaningful change. This shift aligns with the Stoic practice of reflecting on one's actions and their outcomes, promoting accountability and personal growth. When they start to confront the impact of their decisions, they can begin to learn valuable life lessons that foster resilience, wisdom, and virtue. In the long run, helping someone become more responsible not only benefits them but also contributes to a healthier and more accountable community. Embracing responsibility is not just a personal journey, it's an essential part of our collective experience as human beings. By encouraging others to confront their actions and embrace the Stoic virtues of courage and self-discipline, we can help create an environment where everyone has the opportunity to grow and thrive. 4. The manipulator. The manipulator isn't just someone who tells a little white lie. They actively exploit emotions and situations to gain control over others. This behavior involves a savvy understanding of human psychology, allowing them to play on vulnerabilities and stir up feelings of guilt, confusion, or obligation. Manipulators thrive in environments where they can sow discord, using tactics that create dependency while hiding their true intentions. Over time, this exploitation fosters a toxic dynamic, leaving those around them feeling trapped, deceived, and emotionally drained. From a Stoic perspective, this kind of manipulation is especially troubling because it undermines the core values of honesty and integrity. Stoicism teaches us that we are responsible for our own actions, and true strength lies in acting with virtue, regardless of how others behave. When manipulators successfully obscure their motives, they create a landscape of fear and uncertainty, where individuals hesitate to voice their concerns or assert their boundaries. This manipulation often manifests through guilt-tripping or emotional blackmail, leading victims to question their perceptions and worth. The Stoics remind us that while we can't control how others choose to act, we can control our responses, allowing us to maintain clarity of thought and emotional resilience in the face of exploitation. The manipulator's actions create an environment that perpetuates their control, reinforcing the idea that their behavior is acceptable. When help is offered without discernment, it can inadvertently enable the manipulator's tactics, allowing them to continue their cycle of exploitation. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of discernment, understanding when our actions contribute to the greater good and when they simply perpetuate harmful dynamics. Aiding someone who consistently manipulates others doesn't address the root problem. It only provides them with more opportunities to exploit the goodwill of those around them. Breaking free from manipulation requires courage and self-awareness, which are key principles of Stoic philosophy. It's essential to establish firm boundaries and recognize the signs of emotional exploitation. The Stoics advocate for developing inner strength, enabling individuals to remain steadfast in their values, even when faced with manipulation. By cultivating a strong sense of self-respect and moral clarity, individuals can create healthier, more balanced relationships. In doing so, they not only protect themselves from manipulation but also reinforce Stoic principles of integrity and virtue, valuing genuine connection and emotional well-being. Embracing these ideals allows one to navigate relationships with wisdom, ensuring interactions are grounded in respect and authenticity. 5. The negative critic. The negative critic isn't just someone who shares an opinion. They consistently find faults and offer criticism without any constructive intent. This behavior often shows up as a relentless focus on what's wrong rather than what could be improved. Negative critics thrive on pointing out flaws, creating an atmosphere steeped in pessimism that can drain the energy and enthusiasm of those around them. Over time, this constant barrage of negativity leads to a toxic environment where creativity and motivation are stifled, leaving individuals feeling discouraged and undervalued. From a Stoic perspective, dealing with a negative critic can be especially challenging because it undermines core values like appreciation and constructive feedback. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and reactions, rather than letting someone else's negativity shape our mindset. When faced with relentless criticism, it's easy to feel disheartened and lose sight of our own worth and capabilities. The Stoics remind us that our self-esteem shouldn't rely on the opinions of others, especially those who aren't interested in uplifting or supporting us. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This highlights the importance of resilience in the face of negativity. The negative critic often perpetuates their mindset by surrounding themselves with individuals who absorb their complaints and pessimism. When you try to help them shift their perspective, it usually leads to disappointment, as they resist positive change and cling to their negative outlook. Trying to assist a negative critic rarely leads to growth. Instead, it pulls you into their cycle of despair, diminishing your own motivation and joy. Breaking free from this influence requires awareness and resilience. It's crucial to set boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. Stoicism emphasizes maintaining a balanced perspective, recognizing when to engage with negativity and when to step back for your own mental health. Marcus Aurelius advised us to focus on the present moment and not let external distractions disturb our inner peace. Rather than allowing the critic's words to dictate your self-worth, concentrate on cultivating a strong sense of confidence and purpose. By prioritizing constructive feedback and fostering a positive mindset, you can create a more uplifting environment for yourself and those around you. Embracing Stoic principles of resilience and self-discipline enables you to navigate the challenges posed by the negative critic. In doing so, you not only protect yourself from their influence but also reinforce the importance of positivity and constructive engagement in your interactions. Ultimately, this approach fosters a healthier, more supportive atmosphere for everyone involved. 6. The narcissist. The narcissist isn't just someone who loves the spotlight. They are self-centered individuals who refuse to acknowledge their mistakes and resist any form of change. This behavior often shows up as an overwhelming focus on their own needs, leaving little room for empathy or consideration for others. Narcissists thrive on attention and validation, crafting a persona that demands admiration while dismissing any feedback that challenges their self-image. Over time, this creates a toxic dynamic where those around them feel devalued and unappreciated, struggling to find their own voice in the shadow of the narcissist's ego. From a Stoic perspective, dealing with a narcissist can be especially challenging because their actions undermine essential virtues like humility and accountability. Stoicism teaches us that we are responsible for our own actions and that acknowledging our flaws is crucial for personal growth. When faced with a narcissist's unwillingness to admit mistakes, it's easy to feel disheartened, especially for those who seek authentic connections based on honesty. The Stoics remind us that while we can't control others' behavior, we can control our own responses, maintaining our integrity and composure even when confronted with self-centeredness. As Seneca wisely pointed out, a man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary, emphasizing the futility of getting emotionally caught up in someone else's narcissism. This pattern creates an environment where the narcissist perpetuates their own cycle of denial. They often reject help because they see no reason to improve, convinced that their perspective is the only valid one. When assistance is offered, it's usually met with defensiveness or outright dismissal, reinforcing their belief that their behavior is acceptable. Attempting to support a narcissist rarely leads to positive change. Instead, it often results in frustration and disillusionment for those who genuinely want to help. Breaking free from the influence of a narcissist requires self-awareness and strong boundaries. It's crucial to recognize the signs of narcissistic behavior and protect your emotional well-being. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of inner strength, allowing you to remain grounded in your values despite external challenges. Marcus Aurelius advised us to focus on what's within our control and accept what isn't. Rather than letting the narcissist's self-absorption dictate your self-worth, concentrate on building a strong sense of identity and purpose that isn't reliant on their approval. By prioritizing self-respect and fostering healthy relationships, you can create a more balanced environment for yourself. Embracing Stoic principles of resilience and self-discipline empowers you to navigate the complexities of dealing with a narcissist. In doing so, you not only shield yourself from their influence but also reinforce the value of humility and self-improvement in your own life. This approach helps you maintain your integrity and fosters healthier, more authentic connections with those who are willing to engage with you on a deeper level. 7. The Opportunist. The opportunist isn't just someone who takes advantage of a good situation. They actively exploit the kindness of others to achieve their personal goals without offering anything in return. This behavior often manifests as a one-sided relationship where the opportunist seeks to benefit while showing little regard for the contributions or feelings of those around them. They thrive on leveraging goodwill and generosity, creating an environment where others feel drained and unappreciated. Over time, this dynamic fosters resentment and a sense of imbalance, as the burden falls squarely on those who are genuinely trying to help. From a Stoic perspective, the opportunist's actions pose a significant threat to the foundational values of community and mutual respect. Stoicism teaches us the importance of reciprocity in relationships and the need for individuals to contribute to the collective good. When an opportunist consistently takes without giving, they undermine the very fabric of trust and cooperation that holds society together. The Stoics remind us that a virtuous life involves serving others and recognizing the interconnectedness of our actions. As Marcus Aurelius noted, what is not good for the hive is not good for the bee, emphasizing that personal success should not come at the expense of others. This cycle of exploitation nurtures a sense of selfishness that can erode societal values over time. The opportunist often sees relationships as transactions rather than connections built on trust and mutual support. When they are consistently helped without feeling compelled to give back, it reinforces their belief that they are entitled to take without accountability. This mindset can be incredibly damaging, as it not only harms the individuals being exploited but also perpetuates a culture of indifference and exploitation. Breaking free from the influence of an opportunist requires discernment and setting firm boundaries. It's crucial to recognize when kindness is being taken for granted and to protect your own well-being. Stoicism encourages individuals to maintain clarity in their values, reminding us that we have the power to choose how we engage with others. Rather than allowing the opportunist to dictate the terms of your generosity, focus on building relationships based on mutual respect and reciprocity. By prioritizing your own values and fostering healthy connections, you can create a more balanced environment for yourself and those around you. Embracing Stoic principles of self-discipline and integrity empowers you to navigate the complexities of dealing with an opportunist. In doing so, you not only shield yourself from their exploitative tendencies, but also reinforce the importance of contributing positively to the collective good. Ultimately, this approach helps cultivate a society where kindness is valued and reciprocated, nurturing a healthier, more supportive community for everyone involved. 8. The Envious Person. The envious person isn't just someone who occasionally feels a twinge of jealousy. They are individuals who consistently compare themselves to others, harboring resentment toward those who achieve success. This behavior manifests as a relentless focus on what others have, leading to a toxic mindset that prioritizes competition over collaboration. Instead of celebrating achievements, the envious individual often feels threatened, interpreting another's success as a personal failure. This negativity can create a heavy atmosphere, making it difficult for those around them to thrive. From a Stoic perspective, envy is a destructive emotion that undermines both personal growth and social harmony. Stoicism teaches us that our focus should be on our own virtues and actions rather than the accomplishments of others. The Stoics believe that true fulfillment comes from within, and by constantly comparing ourselves to others, we diminish our own potential for happiness and self-improvement. As Seneca wisely noted, envy is the ulcer of the soul, highlighting how this emotion can fester and cause significant harm, not just to the envious person but to those around them as well. This cycle of envy nurtures a mindset that is resistant to growth and gratitude. The envious individual often struggles to appreciate assistance, viewing help as a reminder of their own perceived shortcomings. They remain entrenched in a negative mindset, unable to see the value in collaboration or the lessons that can come from supporting one another. Instead of using the success of others as motivation to improve themselves, they allow envy to breed bitterness, which only reinforces their sense of inadequacy. Breaking free from the grip of envy requires a shift in perspective and a commitment to self-reflection. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of recognizing what is within our control and letting go of what is not. By focusing on our own journey and celebrating the successes of others, we can cultivate a more positive mindset that fosters personal growth and connection. It's essential to practice gratitude, acknowledging the strengths and achievements of those around us without feeling threatened by them. By prioritizing self-awareness and embracing Stoic principles, we can create a more balanced emotional landscape. This shift not only protects our own well-being, but also nurtures healthier relationships. Embracing a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity allows us to see that another's success does not diminish our own potential. Ultimately, by moving away from envy and toward appreciation, we contribute to a more supportive and uplifting environment for everyone involved. 9. The chronic complainer. The chronic complainer isn't just someone who voices frustrations from time to time. They are individuals who habitually whine about their circumstances without making any effort to change them. This behavior often manifests as a relentless stream of grievances, creating an atmosphere of negativity that can drain the energy of those around them. Instead of seeking solutions or taking proactive steps to improve their situation, the chronic complainer revels in their complaints, often preferring to wallow in dissatisfaction rather than embrace the challenge of change. Over time, this dynamic can foster frustration among friends and family, who feel caught in a cycle of negativity without any tangible progress. From a Stoic perspective, the chronic complainer's mindset is a significant barrier to personal growth and fulfillment. Stoicism teaches that we have the power to shape our responses to external events and that focusing on what is within our control is essential for a meaningful life. By constantly complaining, the chronic complainer relinquishes their agency, allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions rather than taking ownership of their reactions. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This fundamental truth underscores the importance of adopting a proactive mindset and finding ways to navigate life's challenges instead of succumbing to helplessness. This cycle of complaint often breeds an environment where solutions are disregarded. The chronic complainer may receive offers of help or advice, but their inclination to focus on the negative often leads them to dismiss these suggestions outright. Instead of recognizing opportunities for change, they cling to their grievances, reinforcing a sense of stagnation. This refusal to take action can frustrate those who genuinely care, leading to wasted time and energy that could be better spent supporting those who are open to change. Breaking free from the influence of a chronic complainer requires a commitment to setting boundaries and encouraging accountability. It's vital to recognize when someone is entrenched in a cycle of complaint and to protect your own emotional well-being. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and discernment in our interactions. By fostering a mindset focused on solutions rather than problems, we can create a more constructive atmosphere that encourages growth and progress. Encouraging a chronic complainer to adopt a more proactive approach involves gently guiding them toward recognizing their own power to effect change. By modeling a Stoic attitude of resilience and self-reliance, you can inspire them to shift their perspective. Ultimately, prioritizing action over complaint not only enhances your own well-being, but also fosters a culture of positivity and empowerment that benefits everyone involved. In this way, we can transform our interactions from cycles of complaint into pathways of growth and support, creating a more uplifting environment for all. Helping others is a noble act, but not everyone deserves your time and energy. It's crucial to be discerning in your generosity to avoid enabling negative behaviors and protect your well-being. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and direct our efforts toward those who genuinely seek growth. By choosing wisely whom we assist, we ensure our efforts lead to meaningful change. Next time someone asks for help, pause and reflect: will this person truly benefit from your support, or will they take advantage of your kindness? The Stoics remind us that our time and energy are precious. By prioritizing those committed to self-improvement, we not only uplift others but also safeguard our own resources, aligning our actions with the Stoic principle of living with purpose.